So the 6-star rating issues, most of the things that I see, incomplete installation of insulation within the roof, particularly with other trades getting up there and shifting it and not refitting it back to where it should be. So any gap within your roof can cause a lot of heat loss or a lot of heat gain during summer, and causing your heating and cooling costs to go up considerably. Additionally, seals around doors and so forth, which are a requirement, your external doors in particular, ensuring that they've been installed correctly. I come across it quite a lot where there's particularly gaps under doors, where the door seal at the base of the door hasn't been correctly fitted. And the best photo I can ever take is by putting my camera on the floor and taking a photo, and you've got that daylight coming in underneath the door. And that's a draft coming through there, and the builder is actually required to rectify that. Window installation, ensuring that, as I mentioned earlier, that in the plans it will require, in some buildings they require double glazing in all areas. In a lot of them they require double glazing on the western and northern facing sides of the property where most of the sunlight is coming through and there's that heat. It's ensuring that those windows are double glazed as required. So with this 7-star energy rating, National Construction Codes has upped the energy rating so that our homes are far more efficient in the future as far as heating and cooling is concerned, ensuring that we're not using as much energy with our heating and cooling. So most windows around the home now are going to be all double glazed in the newly constructed homes. The envelope of the home, which is the sisolation foil that you'll notice, the foil is actually going to be phased out because they're getting too much mould issues. So there's a new type of wrap a new type of wrap for the properties now that is going to be used from now on. And this is all part of the 7-star energy rating. The insulation within walls and the roof space won't change. That will remain as is. So the R2.5 rating for walls and R3.5 rating for the roofs will stay as per normal. Did a newly constructed home recently where I climbed up into the roof space and they hadn't installed any insulation whatsoever within the roof. It makes me wonder whether they'd actually installed any within the walls. Now, how this passed the final stage of construction, I don't actually know. They may have actually had it installed prior to the ceiling going in and the building inspector checking and going, yeah, that's okay. And then they may have pulled it all out as a money-saving issue. And the only way to find out whether it's within the walls is to be cutting holes in the plaster. With a pre-purchase inspection, the 6-star or 7-star energy rating doesn't come into play because it's when the house was built. So if you're looking at a house that was built in the 50s, for instance, it's how it was built then, and there's no energy rating as such. But having said that, you can do, if you purchase the property, for instance, you can do things to up the energy rating of your property. For instance, putting double glazing in your windows, adding additional insulation. So my home, when I initially bought my home, it's a weatherboard property. The original part of the home I've fully extended onto the home, and that was built up to the standards of the time back in the early 2000s. But I replaced all the weatherboards on my property, on the existing part of the property, and doing that, I installed insulation in all those walls and put the sisolation foil around to up my energy rating, and it cut my heating and cooling in half at the time.